Hello, friend. Welcome back to Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do, the podcast where we dive into the funny, sometimes not so funny psychology of what makes us tick. I'm your host, Aaliyah. Today I'm sharing one of the most awkward dating disasters I've ever experienced. Forgetting the name of a guy I met on a dating app on our very first in-person date. Yep, you heard that right. And while it was mortifying at the moment, I've learned a lot about why our brains do these silly things and even found some humor in the chaos. Okay, the date that went nameless. Picture this. I've been texting with this guy for weeks on a popular dating app. We shared memes, our favorite pizza toppings, and even debated which movie to watch. Everything was going great, and we finally decided to meet in person at a cute, cozy cafe downtown. I arrived at the cafe excited and a little bit nervous, There he is, sitting at a table, smiling as if he already knows my favorite coffee order. I take a deep breath, ready to charm him with my wit and personality. But then, out of nowhere, it hits me like a ton of bricks. I have no idea what his name is. My brain goes into overdrive. Is it Jake? Is it Jeff? Is it John? Or maybe it's Jason? I try to remember any clue from our texts, but nothing comes to mind. Instead of a smooth greeting, I end up awkwardly saying, "Hey, how's it going?" While internally I'm screaming, "Please tell me his name." Then, as if to add salt to the wound, he responds with, "Nice to finally meet you, Aaliyah." Yes, he calls me Aaliyah, but I'm still clueless about his own name. Now you're probably saying, why didn't I just quickly look at my phone and scroll back to see what I saved his name under? The awkward silence that follows is more intense than any dramatic movie scene. I scramble to make small talk, making silly jokes to cover up the disaster. I even flirt with the idea of calling him Mystery Man, just to laugh it off. But deep down, I was mortified. I spent the rest of the date mentally drafting clever ways to ask his name without sounding desperate. By the time we parted ways, I was determined to never let my brain play such tricks on me again. Anyway, later I laughed about it with my friends who assured me that sometimes our minds just get overloaded with excitement or nerves and, well, names fly out the window. So why does this happen? The psychology behind forgetting names. Why do we forget something as simple as a name, especially when it matters? Believe it or not, our brains are a little like cluttered desks. When we're excited or nervous, too many thoughts pile up and sometimes even the basics slip through the cracks. So here's a quick breakdown. Number 1, cognitive overload. When you're really excited or anxious, like on a first date, your brain is juggling a million thoughts at once. This overload makes it hard to store and recall even important details, like someone's name. It's like trying to remember where you put your keys while your phone is ringing off the hook. Number 2, the spotlight effect. Our brains love to focus on big, emotionally charged details, like our own feelings or the exciting promise of a new connection, and sometimes ignore the smaller stuff. The name might sound like a tiny detail compared to all the butterflies in your stomach. Number 3, evolutionary wiring. Long ago, our ancestors needed to remember crucial survival details like the location of food or danger, not necessarily names, so our brains are hardwired to prioritize what they see as important. Today, the modern need to recall a name during a date can sometimes get pushed aside by our survival instincts, which now mistakenly think nerves are a sign of imminent danger. Number 4, Freudian insights with a modern twist. Now, that famous psychoanalyst suggests our unconscious mind might hide away things that make us uncomfortable. In a way, forgetting a name could be seen as a little rebellion against the pressure of the situation. After my disastrous yet hilarious encounter, I learned a few tricks to help my brain stay on track in future dates. Number 1, active association. Before your date, try linking the person's name to something memorable. Maybe imagine them with a quirky hat or a funny smile. This can help cement the name in your mind. Number 2, mental repetition. Quietly repeat their name to yourself a few times after you've learned it. It might feel silly, but this little trick can make it stick. Number 3, mindful breathing. If you feel your mind getting overloaded with nerves, pause for a moment. Take 3 sharp inhales through your nose and 1 slow, deliberate exhale through your mouth. This simple technique helps to calm your mind, making it easier to remember details like names. It's like giving your brain a quick reset. Own the moment. If it happens again, and let's be honest, it might, just laugh it off. Honesty and humor can turn any embarrassing moment into a charming story. So whether it's the stress of a new encounter or just the overload of excitement, these moments remind us that we're all human. So next time you find yourself in a similar pickle, remember, a little humor, a mindful breath, and a willingness to own the moment can transform a potential disaster into a fun story you'll laugh about later. All right, that's it for today's episode of Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do. I'm your host, Aaliyah. Until next time, friend, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, embrace your quirks because they make you uniquely you.